Good morning, everybody. We're trying to start up these short devotional videos again, and so I was thinking through this passage a few days ago, and it's just kind of stuck with me. John chapter 18, and the situation is where Jesus is talking to Pontius Pilate, and Pilate is kind of interrogating him and trying to figure out why this crowd wants Jesus to be crucified. And the conversation comes to this really interesting point where they talk about truth. And that's just what I wanted to talk about today, just for a minute. Pilate is talking to Jesus and he says, "So you are a king then?" And Jesus answered, "You say I'm a king. In fact, the reason I was born and came into the world is to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." And then Pilate's answer is, "What is truth?" And then he just kind of leaves it hanging. It's one of those really interesting questions about what John is trying to say there. And it just occurred to me that Pilate didn't come back to Jesus with his own standard of truth. You know, Pilate may have been a religious man, and he may have said, "Well, I worship these gods and I think they're the truth." But he didn't say that, and he didn't come back with a philosophical view of truth. He said, "What is truth?" And it sounds to me as if Pilate was a man without a standard of truth, without a standard of right and wrong, without an absolute standard of good. And then it occurred to me, well, if that was the truth, if that was the case, then what Pilate did next was the only thing that he could do, which is follow the crowd. Because when you don't have a standard of truth, when you don't have a standard of what is good and what is right, when you don't have any standard at all, or anything to stand for, the only thing you can do is follow the crowd. That's the only thing that you can do, and the crowd makes up what is right and wrong. And that's exactly what Pilate did. You can read in the next chapter. He tried to prevent Jesus from being crucified. He didn't find any guilt in him, but the crowd kept shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him, crucify him." And that's what he did, because Pilate had nothing to stand on himself. He had no standard, and if we don't have a standard of right and wrong, if we don't have a standard of truth, and if we can't see that what truth is, even like Pilate when he's standing right in front of us, then we're going to fall, and we're going to follow whatever crowd comes our way and whatever crowd sounds the best at the time. So make sure you have that standard of truth, and make sure you know not what it is, but who it is, because Jesus said that truth is found in him, and that means no other truth is above him, can supersede him. No other truth or nothing that is true can contradict him. He is the ultimate standard of truth, and so we cling to him so we don't end up falling for anything or following the crowd. All right, I love you, church. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.